Caviar, which comes from the sturgeon fish, used to be really common. It was so common that it would be served in saloons as a bar snack, fed to animals such as pigs, and even left on the beach to rot. However, it eventually became more and more popular, and there started to be overfishing of wild sturgeon. Pollution and the building of dams have also caused the sturgeon to become an endangered species. The sturgeon was already a somewhat fragile species to begin with, even before mankind decimated their population on several different continents. Basically, a female sturgeon lays millions of eggs, and statistically, only one egg hatches and survives to adulthood for each batch of eggs. To get one sexually mature female sturgeon, it takes 8 to 20 years from hatching. The demand for caviar is high, but the supply is low, and that causes the price to be high, up to $35,000 per kilogram of caviar. These days, most caviar comes from caviar farms because since 2011, it has been illegal in many countries to harvest wild caviar. There is some good news, though. They have developed a method to extract the caviar without harming the female sturgeon. They just give her some hormones that cause her to release her eggs, then they massage her belly and the eggs come out. They then release her back into the water. Caviar is, undeniably, the most luxurious and exclusive food known to mankind. Its etymology is rooted in the Persian word kagavar, which means road generator. The Persians were the first group of people to consume, regularly, the eggs of the sturgeon fish. They believed this delicacy enhanced the physical strength and endurance of those who ate it. It is also known that the ancient Greeks imported caviar from what is known today as Crimea in southern Ukraine. Even then, it was a luxury item reserved for the elite. The Romans also attributed healing and medicinal properties to caviar. The exquisite Rhodus appeared from people's tables during the dark and tortuous years of the Middle Ages. It wasn't rediscovered until the 12th century, when Russian fishermen and peasants began using it as a cheap source of protein for a population that had endured hunger and scarcity for decades. Pope Julius II, also known as the Warrior Pope, patron of Michelangelo's monumental fresco for the Sistine Chapel, was a notorious gourmand with an appetite for sturgeon eggs. He is credited for introducing caviar to royal ceremonies across Europe, giving it the rank of exclusivity and excellence it continues to enjoy to this day. By the 17th century, the consumption of sturgeon roe was already associated with luxury and opulence. During this time, Peter the Great, the most prominent Tsar from the Roman Orth dynasty, developed a passion for these small eggs, which he consumed in enormous quantities at present, and with the sturgeon in danger of extinction, white caviar has become a rare delicacy, exclusive and scarce. This variety comes from the albino beluga sturgeon that lives in the Caspian Sea, mainly in the unpolluted areas near Iran. Although this fish usually lives more than 100 years, there are very few of the albino variety left in the wild, since the lack of melanin is a genetic disorder that only affects a few members of the species. This explains why their eggs have become the most sophisticated and expensive food in the world.